not clips. Thank you. Alright, let's make sure the audio is working. Alright, there's. So, as y'all can see, we're gonna play some Warframe. Also, as y'all could see, as I did earlier, I put on clips because survivability is the main issue. I'm doing it because it gets a little annoying trying to stay alive with Necros when you don't have the shadows on, which can take a little bit. B, it's just helpful in general, and I can't really think of a thing for C, to be completely honest, if I'm gonna be honest. But yeah. Fudge. Range efficiency. Alright, let's get to it. So we're going to do. How much more oxygen do I need? Because I know I still need a good chunk, a portion or so. Vauban, I need 1,130. Oh, okay. Alright, good to know. I thought was gonna be something important. My bad. Where was it? You know what? Why not?
The enemy is at our doorstep. You must defend our equipment until reinforcements arrive.
So we'll play some Warframe as usual. Then we'll maybe hop onto Dipper. We'll see what the schedule will fit. Versi. I need y'all to be active pieces so we can get some more loot from y'all. That's always a nice thing. Yeah, mainly the gore thing doesn't really matter until you come into looting with Necros. Then yes, it does pretty much matter because more body parts equals higher. Because each thing is treated as like a source. So like top half, lower half, like you got split diagonally. That is counted as 2 sources of loot. And each of them has a chance to drop stuff and then increased drop chance to drop stuff, so you can see that. It's pretty obvious. But obviously with Necros it's pretty good. Because he's the main looting thing. I'm sorry, just I need some shadows. The high level enemies is a good idea with Necros because high level equals more damage. Obviously that's gonna be freaking nice. Also, they can survive longer because more efficiency you have, the longer they can live. because duration can decrease the amount of health drained over duration time. So, pretty darn good. Let's do shadows. We can keep them alive and also respawn them. How's your game? It just hopped on, chilling out, so nothing too much. Just playing the good old usual. Some oxen better than absolutely nothing. I won't complain. Look at if Eclipse will work on him. That'd be interesting. That would be interesting if it worked on them. I don't know if it does or doesn't, so either way, that'd be nice. Cast. Yeah, bringing Warframe weapons. My bad. Bringing weapons with some good slash and such. Especially Ripkas with the gore chance on it. That's always a good idea with Necros and such, because slash dismembers enemies and, like I said before, more limbs and such equals higher probability of drop stuff. Not sure if it works on robots. The slash, well, obviously it does damage, but I'm talking about like splitting them apart. I think it does that. I don't know. Tickets. Ditto contacts. The neat thing with Necros is Desecrate is it only drains energy when the enemies bit by. Health, energy, depending on if you use the augment mod or not. Because then you can just use energy stuff like Zenrook until it gets like a whole bunch of enemies that keep coming in, but like overall it's pretty doable. That, give me some shadows. Okay, then. Need some good old loot. Come on, give Papa the good old loot. Papa needs the looty for real. I hope that was within range. However, this only gives me a chance to get me a little loot, which I still need like a whole bunch of oxygen.
We're done here. The extraction team will take over from here.
Working reactor, 42 oxygen. Better than nothing. Better than nothing. That is what I'll say. Let me check, because I know it says Centilla, but what does something else finish? Formal will not be done yet. Oh well. What? Wait, I need to get reactor building as soon as possible, duh. There it is. I have 5 of them. So I have 6. We have a new Warframe coming out. We have primes. I need to check how much I need, because I'm assuming I need 6 or more reactors. So primes. What do I not have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. So I'm gonna need 8 Orkin reactors. Well, technically more, actually, when I think about it, because you have the other arc rings. So I need 3 more. 2 to 3. Oh boy. Yeah, I need a good chunk. So I'm gonna need like double digits, which isn't too bad, because you can get them from.
Welcome.
Because you can get them from the calendar, and then you can also just buy them here. So it relatively is not too bad in my opinion. What much do we have? Ambush optics. Bonus damage. Yeah, I want to try that out. Napalm. Final status chance. Okay. Fourth Rex. Get punched through. Explodes instantly. Strike enemies. Have radius and status income. Okie dokie. Not bad stuff at all. So let's see. Donate to the variant. I need mark resource and such. Kill a secondary. Mining or valors. Do an archon hunt. Kill the tank. Do missions. Okay, so nothing too bad. Nothing too bad. Let's see what's in the calendar. Should be a reactor. Let me check. Yes, knew it. I knew it. Alright, we'll do that later, because I need to farm up on some good old Oxium. So we'll go back to here. Thank you. Steel path is always a good idea for looting enemies, because it doubles the drop chance, because it's plus 100%. I don't remember what the regular drop chance of Oxium is from the enemies. But then you also have Necros, who has a chance for like an additional thingamadoogies, like 54%. So
they have just shut down all systems.
Bushy out
I'm sending life support capsules your way.
Do that. Alright, let's get some physical kills going. Get out of the way. Alright, the cat spawns over there. Chromo is a good Warframe for credits, because he can double credits. So if you want to have a companion like Smita Kabat, or just with the loot mod where you can double credit and drop stuff, that's a good idea. Chromo, obviously, because you get double. You get the double. That's all I can really think of. I don't think his buff stacks up, unfortunately. That would be crazy, though. That would have been crazy if it did stack up. But yeah, Albania's a great thing for that, because it overall gives you a good chunk. And then whenever you open the safes, it also just gives you a bunch. I think it's like 100,000. But then when you pull out Chroma, it goes also obviously give you up to 200,000. So, yeah, it could be kind of crazy. And that's not even including like the other credits you can get from the mission. Like, you can overall get like 200, roughly 230,000 or so whenever you do a Albania mission. Obviously, you can still do index. That's a still pretty damn good idea because you can go up to 250,000 each round. Obviously, just try to stick to normal mode because dual pack is not worth it. But yeah, it's kind of crazy with some of the looting stuff you can do.
Get ready for a capsule.
Ooh, we got 50 and stuff from that thing. Nice. That is very nice. We need way more though. Way more. Come on, give me the good one. Give me the orange one, please. I need orange. I should probably get closer to the life support just in case. Also, apparently he's good. Necros can be good for survival and extracted because you can also have them have an increased chance to drop the batteries and life support capsules. So I did not know that really until then. So I was like, huh, cool. And it literally tells you in the tips. And I guess it's just been forever since I've read the tips. So. Just crazy. But yeah, not a bad Warframe. You just need to have some investment. And the creeping shadows just helps out so very much because it gives you damage redirection to your shadows, and you can just fuel them out. So it's just like, yeah, nice. Speaking of shadows, I need to get my shadows back up, guys. Ooh. Trinket. Oh, you can destroy both. Look at these. I didn't mean to destroy his bubble. Apparently you can friendly fire on their bubbles. Thankfully not on themselves. That would be freaking annoying. That would have been so very annoying if you could friendly fire your shadows. But thankfully we don't. But if you want to do a full-on looting squad, Necros obviously, Cora, Hydroid, most likely you want to bring companions with the mods. They give you more chance to get double stuff.
When you are ready, go to extraction.
Well, healer Warframes or just Warframe in general to keep y'all alive is probably a darn good idea. Like, for example, Dante, Jade, Wisp, or something like that. Yeah, that's like the only three Warframes I can really think you need to bring to a looting squad would be the three I already mentioned, Necros, Cora, and Hydroid. Unless they come out with another looting Warframe. I wouldn't say Kome because A, she relies on luck to get the decrees. B, I don't think it helps out with the other players, and C, it will probably just take a bajillion years to actually get it. But yeah. I mean, if you get it with Kome, I wouldn't complain. I just wouldn't advise trying to play Kome for it. If you wanted to go with credit farming, you could probably go with the same thing because all three of them give them additional chances to drop loot. And then Chroma, you probably want to bring him along so you can double the loot. Well, not double the loot, but double the credits. You have to be specific because he doesn't double loot, he doubles credits. Very important thing to know. Yeah, Necros is just the king. What do you think is the best companion for material farming? People do love the smear cabbage, which is kind of fair. That's like the only one I have, so that's the best I can say. I have a buddy that has a Cheza Kubra. I think it may have the same mods and such. I don't have it, so I can't say if it is better or not. My only issue with the Smita, though, is that it's not very survivable. You have to put in measures to keep it alive. I mean, yeah, it was fun on the minutes and stuff, but it's still kind of annoying because then it takes that break of being down, and that break could cause cheap material. So I'd probably have to say like Smita Kavat or the Cheshire or the Cheza, whatever it is, Kubro. Or you could just bring the usual one, I don't know. But if you want to have more chances, they can put on mods to them, probably that. Has somebody told me the carrier was good for the race rifle. That's fair. Actually, yeah, that's fair. I think that's also another one. I don't usually be bringing companions for resource farming, so I won't lie. I could be wrong on what I said. This is just obviously my opinions. But carrier, that's a fair point. I would have to look at mods, because I think I have mods that they talked about. Because I think one of them was like, oh, when it dies, it'll have a chance to drop loot or something. And then also you can put vacuum mods on it to make it grab stuff. So that is a fair one. I feel like maybe I feel the smoke. Big cast shadows, because apparently they just died. Then again, it is Corpus, so I'm not too surprised. That's shit. Yeah, steel pep, always a good idea. It doubles the chances anyway, but it just helps out to have other, like Warframe and other good stuff. You know what I mean?
We will all share in this bounty. Hold out as long as you can.
Shadows. So that may keep them alive. Glade. I got a new glade. That's a shadow. Alright, let me check how much loot I have. 452. I need 7,000, so I still need a good bit, so I need to get like rough. Well, I don't know. I need a bunch. I need a bunch. That's all I know. Shadows. Also, another heads up for like loot, if it's something that just spawns in the world, like it doesn't matter specifically what type of enemies, like if it's set for that world, it's a good idea for dark sector missions because they can also increase the amount of resources. However, if it like strongly depends on the enemy, like let's say you need it to be Corpus for it to drop, like let's say Hexaneon. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't know. But let's say you need our. I'm actually trying to think of a legit reason. Not reason, a legit example. Like let's say you need. I'm just gonna say terrarium for just example. I don't know if it's legit, but let's say you need terrarium from killing Grenadier, but you try to do dark sector. I don't think it would work in an example like that. But if it's just like overall, like let's say alloy plating, and it just drops on the world, then dark sectors are a good idea because, like I just said, they can give you higher drop chance too. So that's always nice. You just need to pay attention to what loot you're finding. That gross stuff. It's very important sometimes. Nice. Because the thing, unfortunately, Oxium is one of those resources that are very specific of an enemy, which kind of sucks, because I would love to be in Dark Sector, just killing enemies quickly, and then get in the resources, but unfortunately it only comes from Oxium drones, basically, so it's like, oh well. Oh well. Nothing's probably really bad. I'm due here.
The longer you fight, the more
Makes
successful
it
you will
12?
be.
I feel like that's a really good dude, but I think. Also, slash weapons are a good idea if you want to bring Warframes like Necros, because limbs apparently rip because you can rip limbs off people, and it apparently creates the basically more drop shots. More parts equals higher drop shots. So good idea with slash weapons. And then rip guns is obviously a good idea for that too. When you have the alchemy mod to get a gore chance, but score will lead to more body parts. So yeah, it's a pretty good combination. I don't know if it works. It should work for Hydra and Core now, I'm thinking, because they work relatively similar to Necros. I think there's only like slight differences. Then again, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Ooh, that's the one I need. Oxygen spray, thank you. 32, come. Strip you. What hell? Yeah, I'll do it to be safe. Why is this right now? It should be. Alright, let's check again. How much do we have? It's 430. Oh, God. Oh. 582. So we got roughly 6,600. Okay. Hey, Roy, then. So I need like 400 and so more, basically. Two shadows. Where's all my energy?
Look what our Tenno operative just found. They could not do this without you.
heal them up. Okay. Well, I'm never gonna get one without loot, because I do obviously need way more loot. I can never complain about getting loot. Always a good idea to stack up in advance. You never know when you need it. Make sure to destroy these bubbles. And now let's activate the shovel. The reason it's important to destroy the nullifier bubbles before doing it is because, unfortunately, they interfere with the laser. Because why wouldn't they? It's everything in the position. Yeah. Obviously, having tanky enemies is obviously a good idea with Necros, because tankier enemies means they can survive longer, more health, or theoretically, yeah, it should help out still regardless, because it means they have more hit points, and then also they can take more hits from enemies, because they're going to be losing health from the casing, and then also by taking damage. So, yeah.
Look what our Tenno operative just found. They could not do this without you.
Let me see how much now. Okay, so we get 782. So that means we get like 6,700. Okay, or roughly like that. Clear out this, because there's way too many people in this one. Do that. I need to get my count back up. Yeah, see, this is the only issue I have with the Smina combat, that it's not too tanky. It is not too good in survival. You have to have countermeasures to keep it alive. Basically, like tanky Warframe, so it can get more of your life or something like that. You can easily pick it up, yeah, but it's inconvenient. Let's do that. Using more shot. Probably because I ran into it. No, I wouldn't be just guys out here. Where is that? There it is. Bloody so
We will all share in this bounty. Hold out as long as you can.
is it turned off again? I just turned it back on. What the frick? And we have violence off. You gotta kill those oxygen blocks very quickly, basically, because if you don't and you let them ram into something, like you and they explode, well, you don't get the oxygen. Very important that you kill them very quickly, like when you or something. Best method is, of course, shooting them. I don't think I really need to explain that part. 960, so it's 6,890. Oh yeah, let's play that. Let's play that. And of course it's down again. And I need to recast shadows because my shadows are currently dead. Cool. Recast these shadows now. And then do that. Nice. Nice. That's very good. Alright, let's check now. 1,000, nope, we need a little more. We need a bit more hex and neon. We're getting a good chunk of. Salvage, we're getting abundance in. We're getting not too much. Okay. Alright, good stuff.
the more successful we will be.
Weird that they only got like 50% armor strip, even though they should have been fully armor stripped. Hold on. Pretty sure it can fully armor strip. I'll double check. Yeah, Terrify is a full armor strip. It affects a bunch of things. Goodness gracious. Here's the cat. We'll just do this. Oh, boosh. How much health and damage increase do they get? They get like four times. Oh wait, hold on. 5.5 times increased damage. Oh my goodness gracious! So their health and shield is multiplied by 4, and their damage is 5.5, and that's not even like including. I'm highly positive that the companion thing that you can get from 99, the one that lets your summables do more damage, I'm highly positive that lets them do even more damage. It is ludicrous. Oh my god, that is so much. Jim, you probably want, maybe you probably want Grenier or some other tanky enemy like that. It's just whatever works, you know, tanky and damage dealing, but either way it is holy crap. Because you literally just multiply the health. Like more strength equals more, yeah, I'm probably positive. Yeah, more strength equals more health and such. That is just crazy and desecrating for some reason. Like, what the frick? What the flippity doos? Let me see if they're on the call. If they're on the call, I gotta switch. Nope. Well, let me double check what they said. Yeah, alright. Move. You're not Warframe in a bit. Okay, they'll be on in a bit. Let me check how much we have now. We have 1,080. So that Anything important, good to know. So we have 1,080, so 1,080, thank you. Yep, that does it. But I want to get at least a little more. Just a bit more, just to be safe. Because I'm mostly going to still watch, to be completely honest, because there's more stuff that needs oxygen than bottom, unfortunately. Yeah, Corpus would be the most affected by the ability because it does everything for them. They get more shields, they get more health, they get more damage. So overall, Corpus gets all the benefits. But yeah, Grenier and such would probably maybe be better. I don't know. It's just whatever enemy you come across, you know. Because Grenier, they just overall are built for damage. Well, more survivability and such like that too. Corpus damage is their damage is freaking sky. No question about that. It's their darn health that's mainly the issue. They don't have too much. Alright, let me start calling there, I guess. And let me go mute in the stream so I can talk. Because I don't know when they're off.
The longer you fight, the more successful we will be.
So we learn the importance of clarity and purpose.
Look what our Tenno operative just found. They could not do this without you.
You are curious, but pleasing. I hope these interest you.
Will these help you?
The probability of us working together has converged on never.
You're just like the rest, tainted and ruined beyond salvation.
Pulling at her waters like the moon pulls the tides. Something big and something bold. It knows us.
These foes deserve your respect. Honor them with quick deaths, and I with your victory.
They have just shut down all systems. I'm sending life support capsules your way. Get ready for a capsule. delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time. Prepare for life support. Another life support capsule is now available. The raid is off to a successful start. Extraction is available if you need it.
Your will was greater. This is good. Each enemy is more powerful than before. Only with true mastery of the Tenno arsenal will you succeed.
They have just shut down all systems. I'm sending life support capsules your way. Life support on the way. I've delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time. Life support incoming. Another life support capsule is now available. operative is making progress. This will help our cause. When you are ready, go to extraction. all share in this bounty. Hold out as long as you can. The longer you fight, the more successful we will be. Tenno operative just found. They could not do this without you.
Your will was greater. This is good.